Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
And 15 PCA?
Native 454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So we don't get to talk about anime very often.
No.
But again, it was one of the few things like, I definitely want to spotlight animes and stuff like that, and it just doesn't ever really come up anymore.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff isn't
doing it for me.
Yeah,
but Vampire Hunter D, classic.
Very
Two
good.
films.
Oof.
And they're one from the 80s and one from like the
Early 2000s,
Early
I'm
2000s.
assuming.
Both are good. It's definitely an acquired taste because the vampires in this aren't exactly like how you would remember vampires. Like they're more European style, but of course it has its own Japanese flair. But I bring this up because according to comicbook.com, new Vampire Hunter D series takes a big step forward, and they tweeted out. This is Brandon Easton entering the home stretch on the pilot for Vampire Hunter D, the series, ensuring my bosses and creators are all happy so that fans can enjoy something really special.
Nice.
D's a cool character.
Very cool.
He's the classic stoic hero. He's half vampire. He's basically Dracula's son, so he's super powerful, and he kind of resents his vampire side.
Yeah.
And so he goes and he's basically like a bounty hunter. And he goes around, helps people, definitely wants to stop vampires from hunting humans.
And to give you a little context in the story, this takes place in the future. This is after a nuclear war, basically.
The world got all effed over.
Yeah.
over.
And monsters rose.
Because if you look at it like, this is some type of wacky Western, but no, it's actually way in the future.
Yeah.
We just got knocked
That's
back.
like 2099 or something.
Yeah, and in the second movie, he's riding a mechanical horse.
Yeah.
Which is
so
cool.
there's certain things that are futuristic,
And
certain things that aren't.
motorcycles, yeah.
But I like D. He's
Very
a cool
good.
character. He has a face in his hand that's like his buddy.
Yeah, that's a little weird. But
That's so
part of it.
Japanese.
Yeah, basically.
Like almost like a familiar. In his
It
hand.
was if I'm remembering correctly in the original storyline, it was a gift from his father to be like his mentor, protector, watcher over.
Teach him
You could have just
everything.
made a creature that's like, you didn't have to put it on my
And it
hand.
like can like absorb like dark magic
Yeah,
and it eats and stuff. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like when he looks at it, it actually even gets like eyeballs.
Like a little face and everything, like
Yeah.
teeth and everything. Ugh.
Yeah.
But I like D because you don't see heroes like him anymore. He's quiet, doesn't say much, but he walks in the room. He has his cool long hat and his big old long sword. He's just a cool customer. He's cool as a cucumber. I love him.
And from the two movies, I think I like the second one more.
The animation is so much better.
So
I'm better in this story. I like them more. The first one's classic Castlevania.
Yeah,
basically.
vampire, yeah.
Going to the castle. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to, there's an evil vampire kidnapping girls. They hire him to stop it, and it's just, that's how it works.
Yeah.
But if it's Vampire Hunter D, then Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust? Or is it Bloodlines?
I think it might be Bloodlust.
I think it's called Bloodlust. They're both, they're just for animation alone, the second film is just phenomenal to look at.
And it's 20 years old, which
yeah.
is incredible.
So I would definitely highly recommend both of those. And seeing how big the Castlevania anime on Netflix was, they should fit in just right in with that.
Oh, definitely.
But here's the thing, since there's books, and they differ from the anime when they give you some more backstory, because there's some interesting things like, well, why did this happen? Well, see, when all this catastrophic happened, the vampires like rose to power, and if I'm remembering correctly, you guys, you can correct me wrong in the comments because you guys always do. You don't even know, but I'm pretty sure I remember that they purified the bloodlines.
Yeah.
So there's actually no more diseases.
Yeah.
So all the cattle, the humans are all clean. So now there's no. They did the favor for humanity, but only to keep them clean for food.
Yeah, it was like basically a last-ditch effort to be like, well, we get rid of everyone's disease, so if they have to, they can mate with themselves.
Yeah.
And then they can...
Yeah, then they own like a corporation. They did all that. They kind of
They're in control of a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the stuff that's behind the scenes. That's why it's kind of cool because in the future everything's destroyed, but there's little bits of past that you can.
Well, I
look
like on top of the food chain, monster food chain, vampires are on top, and they would be high up there. They would be.
Yeah, because they can also blend in with humans and live a normal life, and then they also have. In this version, I like how the vampires have like powers.
Yes.
In the second one, Linkmeyer, the vampire he's hunting from kidnapping this girl, and he can like turn his cape into blades. He can do all kinds of cool stuff. I like it when vampires can do things, not just turn into a bat and all that. They also have like they can shoot fireballs and do all kinds of cool disappear into shadows.
Yeah,
and,
they just don't glimmer in sunlight, which I can't stand.
like or in the
a sparkle baby.
And also,
I know, right?
all the other monsters have abilities too, like the cool
The werewolf?
werewolf, and the druid. The druid could like go through the trees, and she was like blending in, which was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like a monster because like it. I mean, not to give the humans the unfair advantage, but it kind of makes them cool, when they can actually do things.
And I also like the fact that D as a character he struggles with his vampire side. Because even in the first one, which is it's funny when you watch it now because the animation is so 80s.
Yeah.
But like this woman hires him to like go fight the vampire, and she's like basically paying him with her body, and he's like he's not going to do that, but he sees her and he like sees the veins and he like wants to bite her and
she's
take
like
her.
almost like in a shower, right, or something like
Yeah.
that. And then he's just like feeling like that.
And then he
urge
has to like because he doesn't want to give into his vampire side.
Because the thing is, he could easily just just use his abilities and make her fall in love with
Yeah.
him, but he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And the fact she's giving herself to him, he's like, oh, geez,
Yeah, to make it as hard as possible,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And he's a tragic character because he's disgusted with himself, but he's a good man.
Yeah.
But he refuses to see that he's a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have this evil vampire blood in me. I'm a horrible, disgusting creature, but you're a good man, D. You do good deeds. You're a good person. But he
Yeah.
just won't allow himself to be good.
Yeah, he's
Because
like,
the fact the way because who he was born and who
yeah,
he is.
it's like almost like if all vampires were dead, he'd kill himself.
Yeah.
So that they'd be like, no.
Yeah,
more
there'd be
vampires.
no more vampires at all. I'll take
Yeah,
care. I take myself
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
And there's just so many cool lines. Like in the second film, without spoiling it, he basically remembers his mother. He loved his mother was human, and it's one of those again because it kind of happens again in the second film where Linkmeyer takes a human bride but doesn't turn her, because he even says, "Let her go enjoy the sun. I won't turn her to me.
Yeah.
So let her still be like, oh, that's kind of sweet in a weird way." But he remembers his mother speaking to him, and then he's like, "Well, D, if you have to hunt humans, don't don't bother them so much. Their life is hard enough already.
Yeah.
Don't be a burden upon humans. I know that they're weak, and always try to be a protector. And if you can't be a protector, at least don't go out of your way to make their lives worse." I'm like, oh, she's such a sweet lady, and then it was cool. I liked it.
Another scene I liked in the second movie, which was my favorite scene, was when he goes to a town and everyone hates him because they found out he's a vampire, right?
Yeah, he did the job, but then you're a filthy vampire. We're not going to pay you.
Yeah, and then everyone started grouping around him, and he's like, of course he can handle himself.
He's like, I can kill everyone in this friggin' town.
But there's an old man that's in the shop, and he's like, he pulls out a gun, and he goes, everyone back to freak up. And he's like, what are you doing this for? And he's like, I was a freaking little boy, and he came and saved me.
Yeah, there was I guess a whole bunch of kids got kidnapped by some
Yeah,
monsters and
monsters.
ghouls, and D came in and saved him, and he was a little boy.
Little boy.
And he remembers him, of course he doesn't age, he's a
Yeah.
vampire, and he's like, no, this guy's he's a good man.
Yeah, he's like, if you're gonna go attack him, you got to go through
so
me.
cool.
And, then, and he gave him the horse for free
Yeah.
because his horse.
Old
broke
man's
down.
got D's back.
Yeah, I know, that was really cool. And that's why D just walks out all cool, and he's like, he's basically said, I got your back.
And I love how the D just looks for mistakenly all black. He has
Yeah.
that hat, so
The little,
his skin is pure white. It just looks.
He has the
cool.
horns on his
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
So cool.
He's such a cool looking guy. And the guy, I believe, I forget his name. He did the art for a lot of the Final Fantasies.
Yes.
Did the art for this. And the art
Yeah,
books
and
and
the thing,
stuff.
a few years back, he was at Anime Expo in LA. I wish I could have went to go meet him. That'd have been incredible.
So cool.
Yeah.
Such a cool. I love that tall, long.
Yeah.
Back when he's a wispy guy, but still cool looking.
Yeah.
Now wispy characters are like super feminine looking.
Yeah.
But he was cool.
Oh yeah.
He did the perfect balance to making someone look very lengthy and beautiful, but yet still look manly. And be
Yeah,
able to,
he's still
I'm
masculine.
just hoping
Yes.
he doesn't get corrupted by stupidness like it happens in anime and cartoons, especially in cartoons today.
I also
Okay.
liked how there was a lot of folklore about like weapons. Like they had that special lantern that would light the way path to in the first movie.
Yeah.
Then you had that moon boomerang thing. I like the how there was still relics and special items and weapons. It seemed so much like a video game and it had all those cool little things.
And I also like the fact, like, when they went to that one farm, he had that fence, and it was all, like, mechanical, and he had, like,
Yeah.
it's like a electric fence thing. Like, they had all different kinds
Like
of,
the chick had like a laser.
laser thing, and they had, like, a turret, I think it was.
Yeah,
if
like
I remember.
a sensor thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
But it still looked like Western times.
yeah, because their house was like a wooden house. They didn't have, like, a modern house or anything.
Yeah, D is just such a cool guy. Remember in the second movie, the guy shoots all those arrows, and he's like, "Oh, there's one more coming up the hill," and it's him. It catches it.
Oh, and he's on his horse. Did you see the move?
yeah, and he's like,
Like that's if I ever had a tattoo, that'd be it.
just
See,
so
you
cool.
can see how excited we are just because this is an amazing.
I remember that he
amazing
catches
movie.
the
He
arrow.
gets the silver arrow and he gets it and just
Yeah.
pops it in his
Yeah, I
hand.
was like, oh.
He's like, damn boy.
And then I remember one of the human hunters was like, there was just one girl with her brothers, and then there's the older guy who can like call that spirit.
Yeah.
He could astral project.
project himself. Yeah.
And it was like a powerful being, but it was killing
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So
That's why he was
technically,
sick.
he wasn't old, but using his power
Yeah.
drains him
Yeah,
and kills him.
because when he was in that spectral form, he actually looked young, like
Yeah,
himself.
and he's like
yeah.
energy beams and everything.
Yeah, it was so cool.
He's so cool. And they had like that roving tank.
Yeah, they did.
There's
yeah.
so many cool scenes in that movie.
Oh, the glass glass little room that the
Oh, it was like invisible.
Yeah,
but it was like a glass chamber.
yeah.
You watch that beginning scene of the second movie where it pans out and you see the whole
Oh, the
everything,
graves and
everything. You're like, wow, was this made last year? No, this was made 20 years ago. It's incredible.
I was
animation.
expecting to have to press start.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the beginning of Castlevania.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check out the one from the 80s. Just understand it's from the 80s. But Bloodlust is still good today.
You want a classic vampire to watch first. The second one, you'll be pleasantly enjoyable and pleasantly surprised. It's really
And it's
good.
the fact that D just knows so much. Like he just like knows how to like when he's approaching that glass house and there's all these defenses, but he's throwing rocks everywhere, so it's like fooling the system.
Yeah.
He's just so cool. He just does everything so cool.
And the fact, I also have to admit, the cool thing about the second one, the bad guy freaking has a carriage. What a cool.
Yeah,
cool thing.
Linkmeyer, he's so
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, he's such a.
And
cool
he has
guy.
like, and his horses even look cool. I remember
Yeah,
they're all
red eyes.
black, red
Yeah.
eyes, and they're all like charging. Like, oh, that's incredible.
And like I said, we don't want to spoil the end, but like,
It's a beautiful ending.
It's a beautiful ending, and also you feel bad for
D,
everyone.
D won't allow himself to be happy.
No, he won't.
He won't. He
I
won't.
mean, he could easily win with that girl in the movie, but no.
Yeah, even in the first one, he could have
Yeah.
won with that blonde
Yeah.
girl, and then in this one, there's actually another blonde girl
Yeah,
with
yeah.
short hair. He could have been with these women, and they would have
Oh
been
man,
with
another
him.
cool thing. She had a cool motorcycle.
Yeah. They had again, and like how the headlights are crosses.
Yeah,
So there's love stuff like that. It's
I
just
love
cool.
that.
But yeah, definitely check out some classic anime.
See, when anime was cool and it had that cool, here's a good European type of, okay, like you said, vampire, but with a Japanese flavor to
Yeah,
it.
it had
That
it was
perfect balance.
it was like getting an English meal, but then with like some wasabi on it,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a Japanese thing to it. But yeah, definitely check out these series. I'm
Please,
looking forward to
watch
this.
it.
Please, to God, I pray, let the animation be amazing. It can't look like crap. It needs to look good.
Yeah. And honestly, if you read the manga, it's very different. Just
Very,
letting you know.
very sexual.
Sexual,
The
yeah,
books
you know.
are like you read the book that they adapted into the second film, way more sexual,
Yeah.
way more rapey,
Yes.
things like
Yeah,
that.
As I said,
happen.
it's really like, oh, the characters you might like, you might not
Yeah,
like.
you're
anymore.
not gonna. There's certain characters
Yeah.
that were cool in the
Yeah.
movie that you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
that guy did that.
See, that's why I'm glad they didn't follow that.
Yeah.
Just let that
It would have
be
been a
on its own.
different movie altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys like us talking about anime, we'll try to find some stuff. And when it comes up, I try to always add a little bit of anime into our podcast. It's just it doesn't seem to come up as often anymore.
Because I'm sorry, when
I don't
look at
watch
anime-
Boku no Pico or whatever.
Oh, no, I don't care. I don't
But
watch Attack on Titan season 10 already. What's
Exactly,
going on? What
yeah.
is this? I don't care for that.
We're old curmudgeons when it comes to anime. There's very few new
Man,
animes that get my
I'm
goat.
almost like I'm almost a Blast Corps guy when it comes to anime, like US with Blast
Yeah,
Corps
yeah,
Company,
US Corps.
Project KO, Bubblegum Crisis. I'm that guy. I love those things.
But yeah, if there's anything news or anime stuff that you don't, send me an email. There's an email on the about page, and we might look into
Yeah.
it.
And comment if you guys seen Vampire D or not.
Yeah, if
Comment on
you
that.
think it's worth doing a series,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think it could be incredible.
Very much so.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.